morning. Good morning. So exciting to see you all here in Dallas. We really are thrilled. This is the third annual Naturalization Conference. There are more than 180 people registered for this. I can't tell you how exciting it is to see how many people, how many organizations, how many of you here work so hard every day on behalf of immigrants and also on behalf of naturalizing them, making them full incorporated citizens into the United States. So I have even a much better job this morning, which is to introduce the Director of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, Director León Rodríguez.
Good morning, everybody. And let me start, first of all, by thanking Jerry for that kind introduction, Eric Cohen of the Immigrant Legal Resource Center and the umbrella for the New Americans campaign, Laura Maristani, Mark Falzone, Melissa Rogers, all the very many of you who have been involved in putting together this really important gathering. And I'm going to say it one more time. Some of you heard me say this before. There's no way to lose with this group. The amount of energy, the amount of passion, the amount of knowledge, the amount of ability, and how right the cause that you're fighting for is, means that it is inevitable that the goal of getting those 9 million LPRs to make that personal choice to naturalize, we're going to get there. They're going to make that choice. One of the reasons why I'm here today is because I have a little bit of a job retention issue. I do jobs for a couple of years and they find me a new one and I'll do something else. And so a few jobs back, I was the county solicitor for Montgomery County, Maryland. It's the county where I live. Some of you who know that area, it's Rockville, Silver Spring, those sorts of areas. And as the county solicitor, I was the chief attorney for all the county agencies. So I was the lawyer for the police department, and the sanitation department, and the roads department. And so on my second day on the job, I get my first call. And I'm really excited because I'm the lawyer for the county, so I'm going to get my first call. It's going to be something really interesting. And the call came from a Mrs. Goldberg. And Mrs. Goldberg said, I have the dishwasher on my front lawn. I know it's not large item pickup today, but could you please come and take away my dishwasher? And instead of telling Mrs. Goldberg, well, gee, Mrs. Goldberg, I'm the county attorney, so that's really not my job. In fact, I made sure that I got her to the sanitation department so that her dishwasher was taken away. And the question is, what does that story have to do with citizenship? And it is because citizenship, above all, is about holding people like me accountable. It is about that right to vote, and it's not just about the election of the president, but it is about the election of the dog catcher, and it is about the election of the town mayor and of the whatever the ballot initiatives, because all of those, if you live here in this country, all of those things have a very real effect on your day-to-day life. And so part of what you have been doing so well, but that I want to urge us all to keep doing, is to keep making the affirmative case for citizenship. We've talked a lot, and we're going to continue talking about barriers, why people don't make the choice. But part of it also for me is the idea of there being an affirmative case for citizenship, real concrete and spiritual reasons, incidentally, why people should make that choice. So part of it is the right to vote. A lot of it is the ability to travel more easily, to bring relatives from other countries. There are jobs, particularly in the federal government where I work, that you can't get if you're not a United States citizen. But I've also begun talking about another point, and that is, it is a way of saying this is your home. You should love the country and culture that you came from. I grew up in the Cuban community in Miami. We are very fierce in our love for our homeland. but many of us have also made the choice to become citizens, which means there is a way to maintain your allegiance to your culture, your language, the land that you came from, and still make the choice to say, this is my home. I'm going to make this my home, not just for myself, but for my children, for my spouse, for my community, for my extended family. And I think that is a spiritual point that is worth making.